Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I am a spiritual medium and intuitive reader. I have a message for Pisces today. I have asked my guides in spirit to come through the cards in a message that will be helpful, meaningful, and relevant for you this week. And if you're new to this channel, welcome, and I'm so glad you're here. I strongly invite you and encourage you to subscribe to this channel so that you can benefit from staying in contact with this high vibrational information every week. And if you're returning, I am so grateful for you being here, and I appreciate your willingness to spend this time with me and to consider the information that's coming through. So Pisces, really interesting thing going on with you this week. It's almost like what is concerning you inside is actually not what's happening on the outside. So let's go straight into there. The energy around you this week is the Four of Cups. So the universe is kind of giving you this Four of Cups time, which means that you may find a little bit more downtime to be self-reflective. You may find a little more time to be away from others. But I think for a lot of you, this time may be too much. There may be too much time alone and too much time wallowing in your own heavier emotions, heavier energies. Let me just show you the next card. We've got the Two of Swords next. So instead of this self-reflecting giving you an impetus to keep moving or an impetus to change or improve, it's got you confused. And you don't want to move forward at all. Your mind is like, I don't know which direction to go. I don't know what to do. So it has the effect of closing your heart off. The Two of Swords is asking you to look more with your heart, but because your emotions are maybe just too heavy, there's just a heaviness that I'm feeling with these two cards. Because of that, it's difficult for you to really reflect higher or kind of get yourself out of this. But I want to suggest that you're looking at your whole situation and yourself with your small eyes. So let me show you what I mean by that, because I love these next cards for you. The Nine of Cups going into the Knight of Cups, going into the Sun. I mean, it's like two different worlds here. So even if you're not a tarot card reader, I think you can appreciate how different these two sets of cards are. So for one thing, even the perspective, the figures on here are very small, but the figures on these cards are quite big and quite in front. So it's literally saying to you, look at what's in front of you. You're looking so far inward that you're losing touch with what's actually out in front of you. And because of that, you're losing the flow with it. So it's almost like you've shut yourself away and you've cut yourself off from the flow and the connection, which is your lifeblood. That is your life. That's your life mojo. Sometimes, earth signs need to have a purpose and fire signs need to have a passion, but you need to have that connection to the flow, to the divine and cosmic flow. And because you've considered yourself, you've been identifying too long with the ego, which is the smaller part of all of that. That's what's got you stuck. So let me see if I can put that in another way. We are so much bigger and we're connected to something so much bigger than what our personalities look like, our physical selves look like. And I know that you know that instinctively. I know that you identify more with the collective than you do with yourself sometimes. So that distinction between self and other gets very blurred, but right now you are definitely stuck in the self. They are just putting through that this might be a result of the company you've been around. So if you've been around someone who's not in a great place, or someone who tends to indulge in toxic behavior patterns, you have likely picked up on their energy and it's really affecting you. It's really pulled you down to the smallest, saddest, most I hate to say self-focused and self-indulgent because it sounds judgmental, but it's kind of like you can't see anything else. It's your vision is so limited right now because you've absorbed somebody's energy that's not your own. So what is going on is that Your guides and yourself are trying to say, drop all of that. Remember this divine connection you have, this Knight of Cups. Remember that strong intuitive side that you have, and remember that you can often act as a channel for the divine when you're in a good place. So when you are feeling very centered and calm and positive, I know that sounds kind of trite, but when you're feeling centered and calm and positive, that connection to the divine just flows. This Nine of Cups just flows into the night. It's funny, they even sound similar, 9 and night. So it's trying to get you to embrace that flow again, that cosmic flow that's really more of who you are. This figure in action, in some decks, he does represent Pisces because it's a mutable water. So they're trying to get you to be more in touch with who you are. And the Sun card, it's so funny, right? Sun sign, Pisces, Knight of Cups. So they're saying flow with your sun sign here. Stop identifying with this other person. Let me see if they can give me any more specific energy. They're trying to remind you of your higher purpose here with the Sun. Where you find your most victory and success is that intuitive connection with the higher, with the divine, and with your creativity, and also with the way that your heart is so open and loving. Yeah, that's kind of it. With the way that your heart is just so open and loving, that's kind of what got you into the mess in the first place. But they're saying, remember that this is in service of something higher, the cup. It's not in service of getting yourself entangled in these relationships that get you down. It's that pure joy of having empathy for everyone and how that makes you feel, how that helps you flow with just anyone in the world because you can understand them through empathy. But it's understanding that you've got to be in your own flow, not in their flow. You have to be in your own flow towards your own sun, towards your own success. It's funny because the colors on all three cards, we've got yellow and we've got that kind of bluish, purplish going on. So they're trying to show you, and you can kind of see it like lighting across the top, like, oh, here's a little bit of flow. Oh, here's a little bit more because we've got an ideal to strive for. And then look, here's the big sun, and that's your big soul just shining at you saying, hi, remember me? So let me break this down a little bit more. The Nine of Cups is at this point your soul awakening you again, saying, remember why we're here. We're here to flow. We're here to go, and we're here to move. We're here to experience empathy, and we're here to give unconditional love. So it's awakening that up. And then you get the cup here saying that, yes, I am moving towards my purpose. I'm deciding to put my emotions into action in the correct way. And then you get this validation that, yes, you are connected to that stronger light. So let me see if there's anything else they want me to say about this, because this is such a big, it's not an awakening, it's just kind of a shakening, right? Because these were so stuck and so small, and these are so beautiful and flowing and huge. And there's also kind of, there's crowns on all of them. So there's a crown here, and he's got a crown. So we're also talking about your divine purpose. And unconditional love never comes at the expense of yourself. Unconditional love means you're loving for the sake of loving. And it also means that it means not engaging in toxic behaviors. This is a big concept to try to talk about in 30 seconds. But it means that you have to have the love for yourself to understand what's best for you first. And then that unconditional love goes out. Unconditional love doesn't ask anything of the next person. The reason why the toxicity rubbed off on you and got stuck on you is because on some level you were asking something of that person to whom you were showing the love. You may have been asking for acceptance. You may have been asking for comfort or support or help or whatever it was, but there was an exchange of energy. You asked for something, they asked for something. You wanted to take something, they wanted to take something. That's why you got stuck here. But when you realign yourself with that unconditional giving, unconditional receiving, you're allowing yourself to fulfill your purpose and to receive back only the unconditional love, so you don't have to be stuck here again. So if you've got questions about that, please reach out. I know that was a big idea, big thing to think about. And I just wanted to let you know that if you are interested, I do offer private one-on-one readings over Zoom. You can find out more on trueguidancetarot.com. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good one.